Yes, good evening and welcome to the program tonight. So this week we've been speaking about faith. So tonight I just want us to speak about love, but then I want to limit the topic, not real love, but imitation love. Why I want to discuss imitation love is that people sometimes think they are loving, only to find that they are doing imitation things. They are not doing things that is correct between people or in front of God, and yet they're convinced that they're doing the right thing. So, and also love is also a commandment of Jesus to us. Love also displays our faith. Love demonstrates that you care. We know that the gospel is about love. Jesus came on earth because of love. For God so loved the world that he gave. So, in the world that we live in, it is possible to be misled because people have got different interpretations of what love is. I'm reminded of the song by this group, this American group called Foreigner. They say, I want to know what love is. I don't know how do they want someone to explain what love is without the word of God. So I'll be listing about 7 points. So these won't take me to 7 o'clock, hopefully. 7 points about limitations of love, or you can call it imitation love. Imitation love. Number 1, love is not just physical attraction. You know, our eyes mislead us sometimes. You see something, you think you love it. Why? Because you can see it. Then you ask yourself a question, had you been blind, would you have loved it? So love is not limited to physical attraction, because physical attraction has got its own word for love. In Greek, it's called eros. Eros, E-R-O-S. It's also called sensual love. So this kind of love, it does not appear in the New Testament. It does not appear in the New Testament. Maybe in the Old Testament, it appears where they speak of lust, where David saw Bathsheba and all those kind of things. Samson, if you get what I mean. So in the New Testament, there is no eros. This kind of love does not exist in the New Testament. In the New Testament, the only love that exists there is agape, mostly agape. So, love is not limited to physical attraction. This kind of love or physical attraction normally is about sex. It's about sexuality. And Christians, unfortunately, we get into a trap where we channel our minds. We use words like, hey, you are sexy today. Oh, this thing looks sexy. You know, we accommodate the world too much. We do not give our Christianity or our holiness a chance to grow and thrive because of the things that we adapt or we adopt from the world. So now, love is not limited to physical attraction. That you must know. Number 2, love is not limited to family affection. You know, brother, sister, cousin, and all those kind of things. This kind of love is usually called social love. Social love. You know, the same way that you love your cousin will not be the same way as you love your parents or love God. So people tend to take this kind of love now and make it as if it's love. It's love that is spoken about in the Bible. Actually, this in the Bible appears about 3 times or so in the Bible, in the New Testament. So now, the way that you love your children, so now this kind of love now, in Greek is called storge or storge or storge. I don't know what is the correct pronunciation. S-T-O-R-G-E. Storge or storge or storge, something like that. So it is important that you do not mistake this love as the same love that you need to love your fellow Christian. Or maybe you need to love the Lord your God. So, do you remember when Jesus was about to ascend to heaven, he asked Peter, that is in the book of John chapter 21. He asked Peter, he said, Peter, son of Jonah, do you love me? Do you love me? Then Peter responded and said, Jesus, you know that I love you. Then Jesus gave him a commandment. He says, feed my lambs. So now, as you can see, Jesus is giving Peter a hard task to go and feed Jesus' lambs. He's telling Peter to go into the unknown. Why? Because it's a demonstration of his love for Jesus. So Jesus loves everyone, whether you are known or not, whether you are family or not, whether you grant sensual love or not. No, the love of God is universal. So Jesus is asking Peter that kind of question, do you love me, in the universal sense? Meaning, Peter, would you love me even if I don't give you anything? Would you love me even if you do not benefit anything? So now many people mistake this kind of love, storge or social love, or this family love, as part of love. No, it is not included. And it is easy for Christians to be misled to think that no, they are loving. Meanwhile, this love is limited only to family. I mean, let me give you possibly a silly example. Have you realized that when a mother has got a sick child at church, she will pray more? But then when the neighbor's child is sick, she won't pray just as rigorous. She may not even fast. She may not take it seriously. Why? Because that kind of love is limited only to family. With the family, she goes all out. She prays, she fasts. Why? Because the child is sick and she stays up all night. I still need to meet a Christian who will stay up all night because their neighbor, maybe 5 kilometers away, is staying up all night because their child is sick. And say, no, my friend, I'll stay up all night with you this side. I won't go to bed. I won't go to bed. I'll stay with you up. I'll stay up with you from my end. I'll pray with you all night. I'll pray all night. I'll pray with you all night. I still need to meet that Christian. We don't have them, man. We do not have them. Why? Because people limit this family love, this toje, think that it is love. It is not love. If you love someone because they are your family, it can't be the love that is classified in the Bible. It can't be the universal love that Jesus is speaking about. It can't be the kind of love that for God so loved the world. No, it's not. So it is important that you classify these loves or understand the limitations of this love. So I said it's called storge. It is called family love. It is limited to family. Actually, sometimes in politics, you may call it nepotism. Yeah, some people, you get jobs because you're family. Yeah, they love you as family. It leads to nepotism. It may even lead to favoritism. I mean, you have seen churches break down because of nepotism. You've seen people sidelined at church. You've seen people promoted at church. Why? Because they are family. And it has got nothing to do with their love for Jesus or whether they could preach or not or whether they've got anything to add in the ministry. But then just because they are family, they are loved. So now you need to understand this kind of love. It is dangerous. And you must not mistake it for the love that Jesus has for us. You must not mistake it for the love that you're supposed to have for fellow brothers and sisters. You must not mistake it for the love that you're supposed to have for the gospel. There is also this kind of love that you can go out and preach, you can fast, you can do things for the church. It is not the same kind of love as today. It's not. But many people make that mistake of equating this kind of love and make it sound important. Number 3, love is not mere sentimental pleasure. You know, the Greek word for that is called philia. 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 It's called philia. That is love, sentimental value or sentimental pleasure. You know, this is emotional love. Haven't you seen people love people because they gain something? Or love people because they get money? Now, money, sure. Money can make you do silly things. So you find people thinking that they love someone just because they get money. It's emotional what? It is demonstrated. It is usually this kind of love that is between friends. Friends. You think you love your friend, but then if I may ask you a question, would you be able to die for your friend? I hope not. I guess not. So it is not the kind of love that is universal or the agape kind of love, the love that Jesus expects us to love people with. So now this word appears in the New Testament maybe 26 times or 30 times. So this love is based on benefits. When there are no benefits, it does not exist. Haven't you realized that some people will love you as long as you've got a common enemy? Yeah, they benefit moral support for doing the wrong thing. People will suddenly at church be very, very close. Why? Because they've got a common enemy. They're busy discussing Tate Muruti, or busy discussing Mam Ruti, or they're busy discussing Memas Mang Mang. And they are discussing and they've got a common enemy, so now they become love, they become close. Why? Because there is a benefit. So now, this love can also be called emotionalism. It is based on emotions. Emotional. Having to realize that sometimes as friends you may like to watch a certain movie. You love one another because you love a particular movie. Or you love one another simply because you love going to the game reserve or something. As long as there is a benefit, this love will exist. And it's actually fake love as well. It is imitation love. Many people see this kind of love, they want to apply it in church. It does not apply in church. In church, you don't want to love somebody because you benefit anything. You don't want to love someone because you are emotionally attached. You don't want to love someone because you've got a common goal. Or you love the same things, or you hate the same person, or you want to destroy the same thing. Or maybe you want an increase at work. Then you love your boss all of a sudden. Just because it's bonus time, you want a bonus, then you want your boss to love you, or you love your boss. So many people mistake this kind of love as if it's the same kind of love that you're supposed to love people. It's not the same kind of love. Love number 4. Love is not romantic fantasy. I think you all know what is to fantasize. When you read these stories about Cinderella and these love songs or these love stories, and also there are these songs that are sung, they call them love songs. Whitney Houston, you would sing those love songs with Teddy Pendergrass, and some musicians, Mariah Carey, they will sing these kind of songs. Celine Dion. And people get so emotional. They get so emotional, they fantasize on what love is. They begin to fantasize, they begin to, we used to call it blues. They used to blues on what love is. They used to fantasize. Now they start focusing and say, when I'm married, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to travel with my husband or with my better half to Dubai. This is what we'll do when we are fighting. We won't fight. We will just solve our problem just like that, or we'll go shopping to solve our problem. People begin to fantasize about this kind of love. So it is wrong for people to fantasize, because that kind of love is not real. That kind of love is not real. And people tend to mistake it. That is imitation love. That is imitation love. The Chinese are known for imitating things. So now this kind of love where you fantasize, no, it can't be. It can't be. Fantasizing, you do not imagine your partner doing a wrong thing. It is not in your vocabulary, no. Many people get married on the wave of fantasy. You tell them, please come for counseling. No, they are so much in love. They are living in fantasy world. And when the problem strikes in the marriage, then they break down. Now they run away. Some others commit suicide. Why? Because they were fantasizing all along on what marriage is all about. So it is important, very, very important, that you do not fantasize when we speak about love. When Jesus asked Peter, do you love me? Jesus did not tell Peter that, Peter, you know what? You're going to die on the cross also. These Romans are going to kill you. Jesus didn't tell Peter that. Do you think if Jesus had told Peter that, Peter, I know that you are going to die on the cross as well, but you are going to ask people to turn the cross upside down, you are going to die by the sword. Do you think Peter would have said, Jesus, you know that I love you? I don't think so. So now this kind of love, it's fantasy. Please do not fantasize when you speak about love. Love is real. Love, you meet problems. You cannot not expect problems when you love someone. You must expect heartbreaks. But fantasy love does not foresee heartbreaks. Does not foresee heartbreaks. Fantasy love, you know what? When you've done wrong to your partner, you think that you can just go away and then buy them a Land Rover and say, sorry, I'm sorry, hon, I came to apologize. Here is a Land Rover for you. No, that's fantasy. And usually people tend to link fantasy with money. People that have got money, hey, they like fantasizing. They think that money will keep them happy forever. No, that can't be true. Money will not keep them happy forever. Fantasy love does not believe in tough love. You know, there are some decisions that you take because of tough love. Let me give you an example of tough love in the Bible. The prodigal son came to his father and said, Father, give me what is mine. Give me my share. I want to go away. And the father gave him. But then, where is the tough love there? The father did not go out to look for his son. Not that he didn't love him, but he probably knew that the son was irresponsible. He probably knew that the son has misused all the money. He probably knew that the son was watching pigs eat. He probably knew that his son was the shepherd of the pigs. And he let them in there. He didn't go out and say, hey, but please come back home. You are suffering. I love you, my son. You know, sometimes you've got to practice what is called tough love. Let someone experience the pain. Let someone experience adverse conditions. Let someone experience the consequences of their decision. That's tough love. It's not like when you fantasize all the time. You want to fantasize, you thinking that things will go well all the time. You know, haven't you seen people that fight sometimes in the movies? When they fight and then when they reconcile, they show them running in slow motion to one another as if, love, slow motion kind of love. No, that is not reality. That is not reality. Such ideal love does not exist. Romantic fantasy is also called idealism. Idealism. You know, the ideal expectation. You know, when you ask some people that are planning to get married, hey, they give you the ideal situation. You ask them, what do you expect from your husband or from your future husband, or what do you expect from your future wife? Sure, you must hear the kind of idealism that comes out of these people. They speak all the positive things, they speak all the lovely things, they speak about sitting on the sofa, on the couch, watching TV together, and so on and so on. But then, that is not real life. It does not happen that way. You are not going to sit in front of the TV, watch TV, watch The Bold and the Beautiful together, change to the same channels together, watch soccer together. It's not gonna happen that way. It won't happen that way. So now this kind of love is called imitation love. Imitation love. So do not mistake imitation love, which is known as romantic or idealism, as the only thing that's going to happen whenever you try to get married. Or maybe that's what you're going to do when you are going to minister. I mean, this kind of love also is experienced in some churches where people expect the pastor to love them. The pastor must love. You know, they've got this ideal way in which a pastor must love. And then when you act in a different manner, they say, but then pastors are not supposed to do that. You know, they've got this idealism as to how a pastor should behave. I mean, Christians will want to have expectations of you as a Christian. Then if you give them a hot clap, they say, but you are a Christian, you are not supposed to do that. No, that is idealism. It does not exist. It does not exist. And people will blackmail you because of this romantic fantasy. Will blackmail you because of this idealism. They think you will not behave like that because you are a Christian. You will not behave like that because you are a pastor. You will not behave like that because they take advantage. They take advantage. So now you need to be able to put people in their place. That is when tough love comes in. You love someone, but you've got to let them go. You know, some people just think just because you love them, you're going to beg them. No, that is fantasy. You are not going to be begged in a relationship. You are not going to be begged. And some people expect to be begged. Some people expect he's going to buy me a Kentucky today, or she's going to do this. No. Idealism does not work in relationships. That is a fake love. And that is where things go wrong with people's relationships. It does not work in ministry. It does not work in marriage. It does not work in friendship. It does not work in church. It does not work with neighbors. Romantic idealism, romantic fantasy, it does not work. So now you need to understand that. Point number 5. Love is not blind acceptance. I think you may have heard this expression, love is blind. Oh, love is blind. How wrong that statement is. Love can't be blind. If you go into a relationship, you know what this person is like, and you decide to overlook. So love can't be blind. You know, just because you are blindly accepting things and think that is love, no, it can't be. Why? Because this thing is going to catch up with you later. It's going to catch up with you later in life. So true love will see the faults. True love will see the mistakes. True love will even see the one eye and say, in spite of the one eye, I still love you. Because it does not help for you to see the one eye and then convince yourself that no, one day this eye will be okay, this eye will be open, this eye will be healed and everything else, then I'll love them better. And then when you get married with that person, then you start abusing them with their one eye. You start cursing them, you start talking bad things about their eye. You can't do that. You can't do that. That is not correct. So true love is not blind acceptance. You see all the mistakes. You see all the things that you probably don't like in your own personal capacity. And you say, in spite of all these things, I still love you. Yeah, haven't you seen ladies that you think are not beautiful, but you find them that they are married, and you look at this lady, you as a lady, you look at this lady, you think, but then I ke mophala all batho mara o nyetse ke mophala nna ke na le figara ke na le everything else mara. So now it is someone who said, no, I see hauna figure, I see you are like this, I see you are like that, but I still love you. I'm still willing to put my ring in your finger. That will be true love. So love is not blind acceptance. So love is not blind. Love sees. Love has got things that, let's take for instance, someone is broke, they don't have money, and they want to marry you. And you've got money, and you've got money, you've got everything, you've got a car, you've got a house, you've got a good job and everything else. And they want to come and marry you, and they don't have a job. They may not even have an education. What do you do? Now for you to say, maybe one day, then accept, knowing deep down that you are not feeling comfortable. So love cannot be blind acceptance. You see, they are not employed. You see, they don't have money. You see, they don't have education. You say, you know what, Mutuak? I love you the way that you are. And these things don't matter to me. And the day you accept those things, you should not be fighting about them in your marriage. That is why you need to come for counseling. When you come for counseling, we let you identify all these things. And when you accept them, when they were highlighted to you, there is no reason that you are going to fight years later in your marriage about the same things. Suppose you were naughty and then you found out that your partner snores when they sleep at night. Then you know that they snore and you hate snoring. Then you say, no, I'll marry them even if they snore. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna take it. Look, when a ketile. Now, 3 weeks down the line, when you're sleeping and they start snoring, you shall not complain about the snoring. You shall not complain about the snoring. Why? Because you accepted it right from the start. So it is important. Point number 6. Is it number 6 or number 5? I can't remember. Love is not permissiveness. You know, this is a mistake that is made by many parents, especially to their children. They want to permit their children to do anything that they want. When there are visitors, the children will jump on the sofas and do whatever. Christians. That can't be true. You do not permit your children to do things that are wrong as a sign for love. That can't be right. I mean, your children cannot be scolded. They cannot, they are uncontrollable in front of people, and it doesn't matter to you. That is not love. That is not love. The children don't even know what a no is. When there are people, the children will jump on the fence, will do whatever. They will go and make noise. They'll come and disturb the elders that are sitting down there talking. And then when you're busy talking with your visitors, they'll come and interrupt you. Then it's fine. He says, okay, my baby. Okay, my baby. No, you need to be firm and tell the children, no. Now I'm speaking. Please go to your bedroom. I'll come and speak to you later. So now this thing of thinking that you love your children, no, you are not you are not loving them. You are actually destroying them. You are actually destroying them. You need to have limitations. But some parents don't have limitations. I mean, a 14-year-old would tell, Papa, I'm going on a date with my boyfriend at 14 years of age, and you allow it as a parent. Papa, I'll be back at 12 midnight, and you allow it as a parent. No, I love my children, I'm a 21st century kind of parent. You have been parented differently. We parent differently these days. No, you do not allow such things. So permissiveness is not love. Permissiveness without limitations is not love. The last point. Love is not passive pity. You know, there are some people that love pity parties. Shame. Oh, shame. I'm someone who doesn't, shame. All right, you'll be okay. No, that can't be love. Sometimes you need to shake people. Sometimes you need to let people move out of their pittiness. Because when people are accommodated in pittiness all the time, those people don't grow. When they meet a problem, they know that somebody will feel pity for me. They can go and blow their money. They know that somebody will feel pity for me. And say, shame, clever too. No, he was not intentional. Shame, sorry, no. Let's forgive him. No. True love has got no pity parties. You let people reap what they've sowed. No, you let people reap what they've sowed. I mean, for instance, if you're studying at varsity and you're studying medicine, and then you fail, then the lecturer feels pity for you and they make you pass. Can you see that they are licensing you to go and kill your patients out there? People that are given pity parties all the time don't grow. People that are given pity parties don't take responsibility. People that are given pity parties do not stand for the truth. So you cannot allow pity parties to take place in a relationship. People must take responsibility. They must take accountability. They must be able to stand for the truth. I mean, you cannot be in ministry and not stand for the truth. You cannot be in ministry and not stand for the truth, because some people in relationships will test you. So now if you keep on doing pity parties for everybody. You are doing permissiveness for everybody. You are doing a romantic fantasy for everybody. You accept everything without limitations for everybody. You even do this physical attraction thing to show that you love people. You go and hug them and bring them close to you. No, you do not do that. You do not do that. So now these are the limitations of love. Imitations of love that I wanted us to speak about tonight. I'm left with 5 minutes, but then I've spoken about 7 points. We don't have to go to 45 minutes, do we? Yeah, but thank you very much for joining me this evening. I see different people have joined us. I see Yolanda is there. Thank you very much. I see Joan is there. Thank you for joining us. I truly appreciate. And then you can please communicate with me. Just place a comment in there if you've got a suggestion for me to improve the program in one way or another. Just type in there and say, please in future do this and this. Put it as a comment. There's nothing wrong with it. Then we can be able to take that comment and learn from it. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining me this evening. God bless you. Good night.